Okay, and we are live on our weekly umbraCoffee meetups. The first time in English and for the global community, as per some questions and Twitter chats. I hope that it will be something really interesting for all of you, and it will bring some more attention for those informal meetings and meetups. My neighbors decided to join our meeting today in their different ways, so sorry for the background noises, but it's a real life, real problems, so we'll keep it up. Callum will join us in a second, and we've decided that we will be together hosting those meetings here on YouTube, and we'll be inviting guests from all over the world and discussing things about Umbraco and community and everything else around it. Today, we wanted to start from some news from the past week. And the first of them is the huge news about Per leaving Umbraco on January 1st. I don't know, we have a guys from JMMJ today with us. Hey, Jack and Rafał. Did you hear about this news?
Well, in fact, I've heard about it like 5 minutes ago when you told me, and I was pretty shocked about it. So I don't have much to say about it at the moment.
Yeah, Per wrote a blog post about his 10 years in Umbraco, and I was also amazed that it's 10 years and it's so long period. But I understand him a lot because last year, when I decided to quit my own company, I was fighting with myself with the same problems, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty tough decision. But I hope that he will find a right place for him, and he'll build another amazing product community, whatever else he wants to do right now. So yeah, that was probably the biggest news from this week. Oh, hi, Callum.
Hello, sorry.
Hi, Callum.
No worries, live.
Hi, guys.
We've just started, and I've introduced the first news which we've had this week. It's about Per leaving Umbraco. What's your thought about it, Callum?
It's going to be a shame. It's going to be so weird to not have him around the Umbraco community. But also at the same time, like, best of luck to him. He wants to do something different. That's cool. I'm glad he's coming back for Code Garden as well. That would be good that he's still going to be part of Bingo.
yeah, Code Garden won't be the same without Per, I think.
No, exactly.
Yeah, another big news, I think, which popped out yesterday was about the changes around certified partners program. I received this news from some of the Polish partners because the kind of agreement is changing, but also some new features are coming with the program. I don't receive any emails as a certified partner, but all the details are in the blog post as well, and I can maybe share my screen to show it. Do you know any guys, JMMJ guys, are you certified partner?
Not yet. We are still waiting for our certification, and then we will become a certified partner. We hope so.
Yeah, so for all certified partners, there's a news here, and probably you will receive the email in your mailbox. There's everything listed here. The biggest probably and the most noticeable change is that it will be a paid program. So it will require an input from the partner to support project in Umbraco to receive the new certified partner badge. And here's the blog post about which I've said from Per about his 10 years. It's an interesting story, and there's a huge thread on Twitter about his activity and what he did for the community. Yeah, so that's it from the community news. And Callum, you brought to attention the information about 7.8 release.
Yes.
We've been talking about it on our umbraCoffee Polish meeting last week, so we've covered all the new features and everything else. Did you guys, all of you here, did you had opportunity to play with Umbraco 7.8?
I pulled down the beta and had a little poke around. I do that normally when they release a new version. It looks nice. Back office is a bit more polished. The info tab, the new info tab, or the renamed properties tab, is really nice addition. It's kind of taking the new UI that they've added on the members section, sorry, the user section, and they've put that into the tabs as well. I look forward to seeing where they take that new approach. It's like quite a nice layout. Niels demoed some of the tours stuff at UKFest as well, which looked really, really good. Was really impressive. So I look forward to seeing what can be done with this.
Yeah. And also Kevin Grzewski recorded a great video with all of the new features. So we won't be, I don't know, demoing all of them. I have a working instance from the past week. So maybe I will just open and just bring it to your views to let you all know, if you haven't played with it, what has changed since then. So the info tab, the new properties tab about which you've said, Callum, it looks really, really great right now. We have URLs on the top, and we have some issue here. And what's interesting, we also found a bug last week. It was bug related with a NuGet package and missing tours XML files or JSON files, I can't remember, but it was already raised on the issue tracker, so hopefully it will be fixed until the correct release. And what I like the most in this tab are those date pickers. It's something small, but it's really helping to understand what's going on, and also this small little change in this button saying that if you want to schedule post, you are scheduling post, not publishing it. And if you're publishing, just do it what you want to do. And those tours are visible here in a help tab section, and also they were fired up when we are starting working with Umbraco. So for all new editors, they can just know how to work with Umbraco, and there is some work for front-end developer as well. Good that we are bringing it to attention. It's still beta, so there's plenty of time to fix it.
Yeah, they've said that they don't really expect this to be launched until mid-January simply because of the tours stuff. It's quite a big change, and they really want to test and make sure that the back office is still working as they thought. There's a blog post that HQ released just when the beta came out. Shannon explained some of the features and also where they were going with it, when we can expect it to be released, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I've spent some time discovering how to create our own tours, and it's really simple. And those amazing features like, I don't know, highlighting elements, waiting for clicks, or just redirecting users to proper sections and elements are something what really can help for everyone developing not only straightforward and simple Umbraco solutions, but also for those complex ones, and I don't know, even custom sections, right? Because we can just navigate editors through the features which we will create for them and which are not part of the Umbraco ecosystem or default installation. So yeah, there is something really, really interesting which will definitely help for all of the editors.
Like that, we already started conversation with our clients to plan upgrading to the newest version. So probably we will start the development in January or February when the version is really stable.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great, and that's also a good point to switch to another topic, because 7.8 is obviously a beta yet. So we have a stable version, which is right now 7.7.6. And it was shortly upgraded 7.7.5 version, which was a community edition. And community edition means that it's a version released after some bug fixes and changes developed during the Umbraco Festival Hackathon, usually, or any other hackathons which are taking place all over the world. And all of us, besides Rafał, were attending the hackathon this year. And Callum, you were the main organizer of the UK Festival. Can you introduce everyone to the idea of hackathon and what's your thoughts about it right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So every year at the UK Festival, the day before, we organize a hackathon. The idea of this is the community comes together, they sit down and they kind of look at some of the bugs that exist in Umbraco, and you collaborate and you work together to try and fix them. The goal really is that everyone leaves the day having learned something, but also having created a pull request into the Umbraco core to fix a bug or to add a feature, that sort of thing. We also this year introduced like a dedicated table for package developers. So if you wanted to go and work on a package or do a pull request into a package that you use a lot, you could go and sit with, say, Jevon or someone who's actively working on packages in the community, and you could help them out and see what you could do. So it's all about learning, contributing to the core, maybe for the first time, and also just really giving back to the Umbraco community as a whole.
Yes, and Jack, it was your first presence on umbraCo UK Festival and also on umbraCo Hackathon. What's your thoughts about it? You've managed to create your first pull request, so maybe you can share your experience and how you've accomplished that goal during the day.
Okay, the first step was that I found a bug, which is pretty relevant to our new website, because we use Azure environment, and after swap, which is just, I would say, changing DNS name, when I was inviting new editors, everyone gets email with link to the old URL, which was pretty major bug, I would say. And well, it could be the workaround was just restarting the server, but well, we use slot environment in Azure just to not do restart every time, right? And that's why the bug needs to be fixed. And first of all, I thought that it will be, a huge work to implement this fix. And first of all, I thought maybe I'm not able to do it myself. But thanks to that, I was, in a group of core developers. Quickly, I understood that, well, it's not that difficult when you can ask just in person somebody about, well, I need to change this. Do you know in the umbraCo code where is it? And I've got the answers really quickly, so I was able to fix the problem myself. And after that, we've done some testing, and I've prepared my first ever pull request. So I can say that anybody can be a part of of community, and anybody can help in developing a better version of umbraCo.
Yeah, that was really important what you've said. I remember my first attempt to work on umbraCo source code, and it was hard to even start working on umbraCo core then. And when I have attended the first hackathon, I've just asked people who were there how I should start working with it. They just came to my machines, helped me with all the setup, and I was able to pick the bug and just start working on it. And as you mentioned, it's not obvious for everyone where to look for specific problems in umbraCo core. And it's always easy to ask questions, but if you have an immediate response from the HQ member, it's saving a ton of time for you. And Callum, did you accomplish any bug or pull request?
For me, I unfortunately did not. I was too busy preparing some stuff for the next day. But I worked with Paul, who was doing some trying to fix some Angular bugs. I also worked with Mike Macy for a bit to work on replacing the permissions tab currently in the tree, in the content tree. So you change it so it's now all angularized rather than using the old legacy web forms stuff.
Yeah, nice. I've accomplished. I've finished 2 pull requests. They are both waiting to be merged. One of them is about community contributing documentation on GitHub. I've noticed, because I was attending a couple of open source events lately, Hacktoberfest, for example, and I observed that on all of the open source projects, there is a contributing.md file on repositories about instructions how to contribute to this specific repository. And umbraCo had contribution documentation on our, which is not a easy accessed place for someone who are just jumping into the GitHub repository. So speaking with Sebastian, we've decided that we will create a contribution.md file and we'll place some instructions there. And still it's waiting for HQ actions to get rid of our section about this documentation, and maybe putting more knowledge and more information in this page. And it's also good to mention that the pull request is just the start of the work of the feature, and it can evolve and even take ages sometimes to complete. But it's a just start of the work. And also, I've managed to fix the annoying bug for all of us, probably, about asking if you want to discard changes if you are switching between some tabs when you didn't change anything. So I found all of the search boxes where we are just searching for things. And I've added a small attribute to not track dirty changes of property. It was a small change. It wasn't requiring any particular .NET skills, but it was something what probably will help for a lot of people working with Umbraco on a daily basis, because those pop-ups were really annoying sometimes. And I think that it's a great opportunity for everyone to start working it, and it's not so hard when you are seeing someone doing it, right? And you are not just exploring and making all of the mistakes possible for.
Yeah, we also utilized the umbraCon's Slack group, and we had a channel in there for umbraco UK Festival. And that was people going on there and saying, oh, I'm looking at this, I need help, or I've submitted this pull request, does anyone want to just give it a quick once over? And we had people from HQ in the channel as well. So Stefan and Sebastian were in there saying, oh, that looks good, I'll review it now, or being able to just flag, is there an AngularJS expert or someone that knows about how the cache works, that sort of thing. So utilizing that this year was really, really useful too. Yes,
and I also observed that people were amazed that you don't need to contribute by making features only. It's not about making features. If you spot a bug, or if you see a bug which is obvious for you, like Jack said, that they were working with Azure and they were fighting with this bug all the time, and contribution is also reporting this bug. I don't know, saying how to reproduce the specific issue. And as we've been observing it a couple times, when you are working on the specific project for a long time, you are just missing some parts of it. You are not focusing on parts on which some of the users are focusing on. So it's really important to just share what you've observed in any possible way. Of course, the issue tracker is something probably the best to share with. But yeah, Jack, do you have any other issues which you've spotted on Umbraco, or maybe you tried to contribute in the other way rather than working with this bug or feature on Hackathon?
In fact, we are thinking about preparing our own package because we've prepared pretty nice extension for the CMS when you can when you in fact see what you get, because we import styles which are on the front end to the back end, and well, for us it's very helpful, especially for editors, because they instantly see what they will get in the front end. So maybe we'll prepare this package, and well, fortunately we didn't find any more bugs yet, so we are focusing on preparing new features.
Yeah, great. Hopefully you'll share this package when it will be live here on our umbraCoffee meetings. And yeah, sure. Fingers crossed. And of course, don't hesitate to ask for help. And we are all eager to help for all of the community members, because we've been there, we've done that, and definitely it's something what we can share with you as well. Do you have anything else to share, maybe?
Well, I could add one thing, because I have been working with Umbraco since 2010, I believe, and the first project which we've done for our clients was in 2011. And well, I've liked from the beginning the CMS, the system, but I didn't know at the time the community is that strong and that's helpful. So I only used the Umbraco forum for years. And well, it changed, I believe, last year when you prepared first Warsaw meetup, Umbraco meetup, and after that I went to Krakow, and it was a great event. And well, I instantly I knew that I would be at almost every next festival if it's possible for me. So I was in London. It was also a great time with the community, and well, meeting Niels in person was also a big thing, because he's a great enthusiast of the CMS, and for me this is an example how when you do what you love, it becomes your passion, and then you eventually get success, because for me, Umbraco is a great success story. So just want to be part of it.
Yeah, that's great. I think that we all here share the same thought and point of view, and we will definitely won't stop doing it no matter what. And as a thing, great summary and sum up of our today's meeting is that today we will release, hopefully, if everything will go smooth, the umbraCoFestival.com website, which will be gathering list of all the festivals which are coming in the next year and next years. And I personally hope that this project will evolve, and maybe also will open source it and build something really amazing for all of us, because Callum, me, and you, Jack, said that we want to attend events across the globe. I know, Callum, you're still thinking about coming to Australia, right?
Yes. I need to sort
there will be
a few
another
things out, but yes.
There will be another hackathon, yeah?
Yes, there will.
So yeah, it will be helpful for those digital nomads and everyone else who wants to travel and do Umbraco stuff across the globe. So yeah, keep fingers crossed for us today. And yeah, I think that's all. Thanks all of you for this meetup, and hopefully see you next week. Yep.
See you around, Marcin.
Yeah.
See you, Jack.
Guys.
See you. Have a nice day.
Cheers.